Good morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And we're having coffee this morning in my beautiful Love More mug. Nothing wrong with that message. We can all use more love. It is the most powerful energy in the universe. Uh, this is some interesting energy we are in. It's been interesting for a little while, but I just keep having people come into my field that are so caught up in this tumultuous, chaotic, fear-inducing energy and taking it in as real. Fear, false evidence appearing real, is hugely being propagated. And I had someone tell me yesterday, well, the Medicare and Medicaid system are falling. And I went, how do you know that? I said, has anybody that you know lost those benefits? And they said, well, no. I said, so you're being told and you're taking it in as true. There, we cannot look at any of either side as total truth at this point. I'm saying either side because there is darkness, there is light. And there are many tricksters in this whole system working to manipulate. This time of discernment is huge. And, the title of this reading today is, Are You Caught Up in the Fray? And what is Fray? The fray is, I'm going to get my definition out because there's twofold meanings to this, and it's important that we listen to both of them. Okay. The fray, a situation of intense activity, typically one incorporating an element of aggression or competition. The fray is a fabric, rope, or cord unraveling or becoming worn at the edge, typically through constant rubbing. And that's what the fray is. Good morning, Lisa. The fray is about. We are being constantly agitated if we allow it, if we focus in on it, and if we believe everything we're being told. It's really important that we choose the inward path, that we choose to go in, find that place of peace within us. And excuse me, it can start in the heart space. That's pretty much where we want to start. And that happens easily by focusing attention on that place of the feeling of love. Remember, as energy, all these things are valid in the creation of what we are living, our feelings, our emotions, our words, our thoughts, and how we manage our energy. If you are constantly looking to YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all of that social media, X, TikTok, for your guidance, you're gonna be like the underwater plants in the title thing, just constantly pulled from one side to the other. Choosing to go inward and using your own internal guidance system for what is true for you, and stop listening to all the outside stuff. Feel what it is you're feeling in the energy field. Now, the collective is in upheaval all over the world. And so that internal guidance helps calm you. And there are tools. There are tools to keep yourself from falling into the busyness of the fray. So, the dragon energy, for the love of dragon cards are coming up. And these are a gentler, energetic card collection. And I love that. The first card comes up is the listener. The one who listens to the others, the one that listens to their angels, their guides, companions, remembering that mantra, I'm open, I'm willing, I'm ready, guide me. Just choosing that first thing in the morning and giving yourself just a few minutes of quiet will allow yourself to connect to your higher energies, your inner aspect that will guide you into the knowingness that is important for you to listen to. We really need to get in this place of self-trust through discernment and the knowingness that settles in, that kind of peaceful aspect that weaves itself within us. Lisa says, I don't watch the news. I think people should look after their nervous system and learn how to regulate it. Absolutely. And the very last card, I thought it was like the beginning card comes from the messages from your spirit guides, the animals. And when I pulled that out, it was like, oh, this is the last card. And I really experienced the guidance of this last card. I don't know, week and a half or so ago. But we'll get there. So the listener is the one. And if you look at this beautiful card, they are looking upward. They are looking to that spiritual guide. That is huge. That spiritual discernment that we all have the ability and the right to click into. The knowingness for us, what is appropriate, what is not appropriate. Um, you get to be your own wise one with, and I highly recommend open, willing, and ready with the help of your higher spirit guides, your angels, your guides, your companions. I invited this morning in Archangel Michael, Archangel Metatron, Archangel Raphael, and Archangel Gabriel to guide us through this reading today, this bit of understanding and the knowingness that we all have. The next card that came up was the Sovereign. Again, this is you exercising your right and your power to stand in your knowingness. What resonates with you? What does it mean to resonate? That means what feels right for you. If the thing induces fear, chaos, edginess, prickliness, this is not resonation. I mean, I just kept, when the election first happened, maybe it was shortly after the inauguration, another friend was, I just can't hardly function. I'm so afraid that my social security is just going to disappear. And this was maybe a month in, and I messaged her, do you know anyone that has lost that benefit? Well, no, neither do I. And I have many friends who are receiving it. What is true in your circle? That is where we want to focus. I had a family member that had, as a result of cuts to USAID, they lost their job. It's awful. It's terrible. I don't like to see that. But what's happening too is that money is being, people just were up in arms. People are starving all over the world. And it was put back in. Monies that actually are doing what the collective of the US wants to do with their money, support life, give opportunities to support themselves, help them in the rough times, not support our agenda or someone's agenda around the world. Yes, big slashes happened. And now it is being added, those things that were necessary, the things that we're doing, the life supporting things, not the agenda supporting things, are being added in. There is always a fallout from big changes. This time it affected my circle. Do I love that they are suffering? No, I don't want anyone to suffer, but that is the truth. Also, the most challenging times in our lives open us up into the greatest advancements we can have and the greatest movement forward. But we rarely see that in the middle of the fray, the chaos, the pain of growth situations. Choosing to clamp on to these situations and see it for the growth, learning, and expansion that can happen, is you standing in your power. I'm all about our soul's power. We want to be the director of all situations in our life by choosing to advance and learn from them. Lisa says there's a lot of ungrounded energy in the world right now. We need to ground our energies with love and faith in source, and getting out and grounding, however that, get your feet in the grass, get your feet in the river water, stand on your own understanding instead of allowing the outside influences to come in and shake you up like the rag doll. It is calculated on both sides to keep us unsettled, keep us ungrounded. Good morning, Victoria. You look bright, relaxed, and well rested. You have some time now to reflect on months of hard, intense work. Know that the retreat made an enormous impact. Thank you, Julia. And I felt that it was a rough retreat on me this time. Nothing to do with the people there, because the people are what made it so amazing. But there was just a lot of stuff. Plus, this crazy energy that, have surrounded us going in. And universe really protected me so many ways with the detail stuff. But again, there's my own stuff that I get to add in. And so, none of us are escaping this intense change energy. It is the learning how to deal with it. And the choice, as Lisa said, to stay grounded, to get out in nature and allow nature, or the intention of just grounding and being at a place of peace. You don't even have to go outside to get it. I do, because I'm an earth baby. I'm a water baby. I am the nature baby. But all of us aren't. What grounds you? It can be that cup of coffee in the quiet in the morning that allows you to come back to yourself, connect with your source. And this is a vital practice. Great morning, Francesca. Woke up feeling great. Lovely. I'm so glad to hear it. That constant connection of what is here for me? How can I grow with it? Bringing myself back into my heart center by practicing just 1 minute of the pure love and joy tool. At the retreat, we do a daily energy routine. I did a 2-week challenge a couple of years ago on my YouTube channel, really to get myself into that habit, because aligning your energies and clearing your meridians every morning, or at least 3 mornings a week, is a very powerful thing to do for your sanity, for your peace of mind, for your movement forward in any way that is appropriate for you. So there's so much coming through. The universe, focus on gratitude. Exactly. Thank you, Lisa. I forgot that practice. A minute of it in the morning. There's so much to be thankful for. I've talked a bit about this journey I've taken on with carnivore at the beginning of the year, to see where this pain body was. What can I do about this? What does this look like? And oh my gosh, such an affirmation of, this is how I want to eat for now. I also know that there is nothing in my life that I do continuously, really. My connection to source is about it. Everything else is subject to shifting and changing. I'm an adventurer. I get bored. I'm a Gemini that's out there. And so if I had told myself, yep, this is the way I have to eat the rest of my life in order to feel okay, that would have been a block. That would have been something that made me go, ah. So, how are you sabotaging yourself in this quest to live the reason you came into this world at this time? You have a mission. If you watch anything like this, whenever you're seeing this, it is the perfect time for you to be seeing it. What are you focusing on? How are you creating this walk you live in? Is it a constant focus on all that is bad, all that isn't working? Oh my God, more of this, more of this. Or is it, oh, what is here for me? How can I move forward within this? What expansion can happen because of this? Then you're standing in your power. You're not under the circumstances. So the next dragon card that was coming up is the perceptionist. Perfect. The perceptionist. What is your perception? I was talking actually to Maggie just about perception. Every time I pick green beans, I'm reminded of perception, because I'll go through and pick this one spot. It's like, oh my gosh, there's so many here and it's clear. Then I move over to the next spot and look back at the other one. It's like, oh my gosh, how could I have missed all of this? And my perception changed. So be open, willing, and ready to be guided into a new perception of how you walk in this world, how you work along with this world. Good morning, Diane. Good morning, Debbie. Happy Friday, Diane. Always a choice, isn't it? So what does that look like for us? Our perceptions are everything because they shape our reality. So if we keep allowing ourselves to be in this fray, in this intense, chaotic energy that is constantly rubbing on us, constantly wearing on us, our perceptions are going to be skewed, and we're going to stay in this place of discomfort, disalignment, edginess, fear, powerlessness, all of this. It is time for us to manage our energy, keep staying in a place. This isn't spiritual bypass, because when we are open, willing, and ready, and we stay connected, managing our energy systems on a daily basis, us doing us, you do you, we then vibrate from a higher vibration, and that is what we are sharing. When we see these things go on in the world that cause us to be activated, there is something there for us to do. Go there. I mean, it may be a very physical thing to do. You may be able to go into that place with family, friends, whoever that lost a loved one, that are suffering because of. But more often than not, we're going to have things come across our field that we physically cannot attend to, but we can through our intention, our power of sending peace, ease, comfort, love, whatever to situations. And we get through. There's a if you're not going to watch the news, there's an email called 1440 you can receive that gives you highlights of what's gone on in the world. That's all. It's like the old news used to be. This happened. No one's opinion about what happened and why you need to be supporting them and their choice to focus on certain things. It is time for us to do us. Wild Woman Rising is take your place. It was the top card. Take your place. Do what you came to do. If you are constantly placed in that energy of fear, powerlessness, the chaos, it becomes more challenging for you to do what you came to do. I am vastly different than many of the groups that I am a part of and feeling led to be in. What I don't feel I need to do is bring my beliefs, understandings, agenda to these groups. My path is to give them the understanding of how to work their own energetic spiritual power, to stay in a place of resonance and peace within themselves so they can work their own energetic spiritual power. And so, being this warrior, being someone who has strong opinions about things, I am constantly being prompted to allow others theirs and keeping my mouth shut about mine. Um, During the COVID issue, was accused of, and this is just so flipping crazy. Silence means you accept it. Like, no, it doesn't. It means I choose not to add into the fray. There's enough of it. And I am never going to convince you on social media to change your mind. Now, if we want to sit down and have a respectful, peaceful conversation, it's a whole other aspect. But what people want to do is vomit their opinions just to get them out. So they feel more convicted about their opinions. We are all going to have opinions, and they're always going to differ because we have different energies, we have different life experiences, we have different past life experiences. Gather your tribe. Allow those in your group and there will be more coming into your purview, into your field, that resonate with what you came to do in the world. And my tribe is varied. Again, very polarizing ends to my tribe. I am not to try to convince either end. I am to hold my energy of love, of acceptance, of allowance, and understand that there are people that came into this world to be activists. I am not that. I am an activist for us bringing ourselves back into a place of resonance and our spiritual, energetic power, and understanding and using that. Awakening to the truth of who you are. By the way, just a little teaser. I've been asked many times if we could make the retreat, the Beyond Healing retreat, shorter, and I have done that. I have one coming up in September that is a 4-day retreat that will be filled with amazing stuff. And filled is the key word. If you're ready to really activate your power bringer, your life sustainer, your mission holder, and stand in the fullness of who you came to be, that would be the place to be for 4 days. So much to be offered. That is my path. My path isn't to go out and stand on the state capitol. My path isn't to bring my focus and my understanding of what is right, wrong in the world, and to focus on one group as being the bad. That's not my focus. My focus is on teaching all of you, bringing to all of you your part in the journey. That's my part of my journey now. Soul family. Exactly, Lisa. That's all of our journeys, because we want that resonance and we want to support one another in holding that. And that's the other lovely thing. The retreats each have a WhatsApp group, and we are still contacting and helping one another through life's challenges and fun and craziness, and bringing laughter and this soul mission to the forefront, keeping that in our field. So gather your tribe. And then the overarching message, the humpback whale. And it is all about bringing your song, but it is more about music, singing your song, bringing the music through. And a couple weeks ago, I guess it was, and I love music. I mean, I sing all the time. I listen to, stuff, but the first thing in the morning has been more about the quiet time. And I love this music, handpan music, which is lovely. But a few mornings ago, I was looking about, I think it was before the retreat, feeling through the playlist for the retreat. And I was listening to that first thing in the morning, and it was like, oh my gosh, the resonance it brought in me, the way it just pulled my parts, my frayed ends into my center. It was the reminder of how powerful music is. The handpan can do that. That is very soothing. But these were songs that were about power, were just lovely songs that I love. So bring music in. This can help pull you out of that fray, back into your internal resonance. Choose that daily energy routine to keep yourself in alignment. It is such a subtle, powerful thing that it is easy to not do, because it is easy not to see what is being done until you've done it for about a couple, at least personally, a couple of weeks before I realized how differently I felt, how much more grounded, centered, peaceful, connected to Earth and Mother Earth, and Gaia and heaven I felt. So use the tools, ask for tools to be given. If you want that daily energy routine, message me and I will send it to you. I have 14 of them that I did on YouTube. So I will send you one of them to give you the routine to own your power, choose to regulate yourself. Box breathing is a way to bring yourself out of the panicky energy that today's collective around the world can prompt us into. What did you come to do? What is your path? That is where keeping yourself centered, doing the gratitude work, the pure love and joy tool, the daily energy routine. I do live, Lisa says, I live in the perfect place. You live in the perfect place to connect to nature. I do, but the truth is your lawn out front, house plants. If you live in the city and there's not a green place close enough, a house plant that you focus on, that you interact with, that you shed love on. Plants are sentient beings and they can really bring you to that place too of the groundedness if you choose to. It is all a choice. What are you choosing? Being in the fray or moving away from the fray? I think we're complete for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.